So I'm going to show you how to tie a Rob Edmunds olive and gold snake. So snakes aren't new, but this colour combination is super effective. I can't begin to say how effective it is. You've really got to give it a go. So show you how to tie it. So I've seen lots of fly tying videos with guys telling you how to attach braid to hooks. Without a doubt, the knotless knot is the way to do it. The cart boys have been using braid on hooks for years and years. They use the knotless knot. Trust me, this is the way to do it. It's so easy. So just grip your, this is about £30 chartreuse coloured braid. So just hold it on top of the hook shank, and then we make turns down the hook shank. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's about like 12 to 15 turns, something like that. Place the tag end of the braid back up through the eye, wrap it around your finger and just pull it tight. And that is not going anywhere at all. Take your super glue, little dab of super glue. Okay, let's just chop this down to size so it's a bit more manageable. Okay, and just attach black tying thread. And then we need to attach the zonker to the rear of this hook. Okay, so this is olive black barred zonker. And we need to try and tie this zonker in by as close to the tip of the leather as possible. Right there. Okay. So just wet the fur slightly so it doesn't go over it, and just really secure that in with about 5 or 6 really secure turns of thread. Okay. And then take your thread up towards the eye. Just get your super glue again. And just put it on top of the hook shank there. Okay. Bring your zonker over. And then we just need to find a good tie-in point for it. Again, we want to use, say, 5 or 6 turns of thread here. And then this will be fully secure. Okay. Lift all that, pull that fur back. Those tying points almost aren't visible. Okay, so a whip finish is slightly difficult with this braid sticking out the front. You can just about do it. 3, 4, 5. And you just got to pull the braid out from the tangled bit up. Okay. Right, so that is effectively the rear part of the snake done. We just need to add a bit more super glue to the thread wraps underneath that hook, and then we'll move forward to the front hook. So I'm just going to apply some super glue. Okay. Right, so now we're going to tie the front hook. So this is another competition heavyweight. in black in size 10. So first things first, attach thread. Now you've got to remember we're cutting off the front piece of the bend of this front hook. So you don't want to take your thread too far down the hook shank. Okay, so we need to attach this braid to the front hook. So best way I know how, place it through the eye of the front hook and make it much shorter than you ultimately want the fly to be. This is when we also need a ruler. So when measuring snake flies, you want to measure it from the rear of the rear hook to the front eye of the front hook. So with this fly, I'm going to make it 7 centimeters long. So because we tied it shorter, you can then just stretch it out to the correct length. So that is 7 centimeters. So to secure this braid, firstly just bind it down, open turns like that. So we've folded it over on itself already. Super glue it. Take that in touching turns. So you're winding the braid back up. And then catch that off. And just bind all of that down. Okay. Okay, so the eyes on this fly are it's a bead chain that's it's in fluorescent yellow or chartreuse colour. So we tie it in top of the hook shank, catch it in with some figure of 8 turns, make sure it's sitting straight. So figure of 8 turns, and then do some turns underneath and sort of pull it tight. Those turns underneath really tighten up those figure of 8 turns, make those eyes nice and secure. Okay. We then want to add some gold flash in. Not lots of strands, so I think we've got like, there's about 4 strands here. So tie them in on one side and then just fold them over. And then when the fly's finished, we'll cut them to length. So now it's time to bring the zonker up. So the trick to tying in the rabbit zonker on a snake fly is you hold the braid taut, completely taut, and the actual zonker needs to be under no tension at all. Just needs to rest on top. And when you're happy with that, and bind that, catch that in. So I've caught that in with about 10 turns. Just remove the waste piece. Okay, let's just cut the gold flash about to length now. There we go, there's one more longer one. Okay, so just to fill up the the space where we've tied in the zonker. We'll just do a couple of turns of black crystal hackle. This isn't essential, but I think it just tidies the fly up a little bit. So I would actually just add a little dab of super glue just to those thread wraps before I do this, just for security. Okay, and take your crystal hackle, just wind it on. Could do maybe 2 turns, that's plenty. It's just to cover those thread wraps up. Okay, and then just lastly, a little bit of peacock eye stub. Just completes the fly. So again, little touch of super glue for the thread just in between those V-chain eyes. And now we just wet finish. Okay. Okay. So you have an option with snake flies. You could leave the front hook in place, so you'd have a front hook and a rear hook. Personally, and how we sell them, it has the front hook removed. But if you're tying them for yourself, you might want to leave the front hook in place. So all you do is a pair of like a wire cutting pliers. Put that there. You have to hold the hook bend that you're about to cut off, otherwise it goes flying everywhere. And there is the finished Rob Edmunds olive and gold snake fly.